So for the Ine is the people. This is what we call ourselves. Apaches call ourselves Ine. The others, they call themselves Inde or Dene or Denny, Athabascans, all the way up and down the Rocky Mountains. So they have affinity with the animal. For example, during the Great Flood, we call it, a time period of flooding of the earth, when animals and cataclysm was going on all around earth. At that time, for us, there was a girl who had listened to the voice of the Creator, who was saved, if you will, to at that time repopulate earth again. So when she had come down from the water into the earth again, she was covered with mud everywhere. And so the birds, for example, the eagle was looking down. Where is there one? There's one somewhere. There has to be one left. Like this, there has to be one left. And looking around, looked and finally saw this girl covered in mud with the mother all over her. And he goes, oh, there she is, and goes down with his big eagle wing and pulls her up out of the ground. Pulls her up into life to stand up. This is what happened. And she was the only one there at that time, and so at that time too, there was affinity going on with the animal people, and the communication that we do have to this day, by which we talk to this tree, talk to the plant, is we sing songs to them, because, and as a matter of fact, we have the language of the animals. One medicine man had shared with me one time that the Great Spirit, Yusen, God Almighty, the beginner, the invisible, had gone and told the animal people who covered the earth at that time that a new creation was going to be made. So he chose a coyote, and they talk like us. They have our language. We have their language, as a matter of fact. We're borrowing the voices of the animals. And they had the ability to communicate with each other. This is why at that time they were living in a pleasant way, and anyway. So they started to listen to the Creator, and the Creator says, in 4 days, I want the coyote to run around all around the earth. And so coyote did. The coyote went from tribe to tribe, from people to people, from the dog people to the cat people to the fish people, sky people, and went to their leaders and says, look, the Creator is calling us, and we're supposed to meet here at a certain point by the sea, apparently, because where the water and the land can come together. So the chief ones of them came by to them, to the Creator. And so the last one to come in, after everything was spoken, after he went gathering all of the other animals together that coyote did, he's running in last, tongue hanging out, tired from doing his job, and he comes running in. Finally, as soon as he came in and all of the animals that were made at that time on earth come together, the Creator appeared and says, in 4 days, I'm going to give your voice to the new creation that I'm making, that I make. And so what happened thereafter is that everybody's like, what's going on? And okay, let's do something. So for 4 days, a lot of the dogs, the birds, the animals start yelling, screaming, crying, making every noise possible as they could out of their beautiful voices at that time. And finally, as the fourth day came along, after all noise and sounds was going on all over creation, 4 days. One thing I forgot to say is that the Creator said in 4 days, when the morning star gets to its highest point in the east, and it starts traveling across this way, the morning star, when it gets right there, is when your voice will no longer be. So the 4 days was there, and the people at that time are enjoying their voice. But suddenly they notice this morning star is coming up, and as soon as it get to that point, silence came over the whole earth, and that's when mankind was born. So I believe that our communication to the animal world is simple, that we're speaking their language. And I think that if we're too busy caught up and trying to figure out how to communicate, we're missing the whole point, because we're communicating with them. Assuredly, this is why the animals come to you, they talk to you, or we sing to them, or if we go hunt, we're going to go sing the songs for them, because we're going to be using them in like manner, because they give us the necessity of life that we need. Some are vegetarian, fine, go sing to us, the plant. You know, if you talk to the plant, to the water, it will, you know, make it better, and the communication between that and yourself can grow stronger. So for yourselves, I don't think that there's such an issue. I don't think that there's an issue at all. I think that we just need to reconnect, you know, back again to where we come from, and we all come from the earth, you know, regardless of whatever creation story we come from. We're earth people. Unless you come down from the sky, fine, you know, maybe we're alien, I don't know. Even then, maybe, who knows. I'm not gonna go there. But from here, from now, I think that we have that communication ability. And this is why you find some people, like even St. Francis of Assisi, or different people on earth who can take on that character as pet friendly, or, you know, you hear the horse whisper, dog whispers, things like this. They know, I think, their role already, and I think that I think we should probably enjoy that and work upon it. You know, work upon it, and don't feel like you're alone on that, because many do it in different ways. I even heard a medicine man from the Navajo told me that they would sing in the eagle. And as you know, the Hopi people, they have eagles around one of their mesas, and they grow with them, they live with them, and they get them as a child, and they raise them as part of the family. So if we can start thinking like that, like this is part of the family here, the earth is part of the family here, that we don't separate ourselves so much, that Zanzara is part of the family, as much as it annoys us, you know, sometimes. Sorry, Zanzara, I love you too. But even the Zanzara, you know, the mosquitoes, for those who don't know that word, are part of the family. They have their job with us, and I'm sure we can push them away if we need to. Also, though, realize that we're in their space as well, because we don't fly, we don't have wings quite yet.